I was invited as a VIP for the first time during AMfest, and I spent about 10 minutes there. I was instructed to leave by the police and security. I have to ask, is this how racism feels? Is this how racism feels? Who want to tell him? You want to tell him?
Who's gonna tell him?
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@ReeseWaters.com. Hey, Black Maga. This you?
Look, it wasn't me.
This video will make your day. Watch Fresh get kicked out while Myron gets brutally rejected by security trying to enter AMfest. Also, Andrew Wilson was put on their blacklist. Apparently, security watched their content. Okay, so that's actually good news. That's actually good news for y'all. They've been listening and pay attention. At least somebody was.
What? Say what again? Say what again?
Myron looking miserable as he's denied entry to TPUSA's AMfest event.
So he's not been allowed in. Security is he's calling nobody because no one's gonna help him get in.
He said, what? It's bad enough. It's bad enough, y'all, they didn't let him in. And it's bad enough that he decided to stand there in full view of everybody's camera. You gonna narrate and drag him on top of it? Content is king, isn't it?
So I don't know who he thinks he's calling. Yeah, we got 1 security, 2, 3, and the event security. And he's calling, I think he's calling like Andrew Tate to help him get in or something.
Hey, that's another person watching the content. That's another one. Hey, you got security and you got whoever narrating. They know about you and Andrew Tate.
A shot like that, absolutely not. It's too easy to see. And, Andrew Tate's simply fatigued and he wasn't able to get out of the way of it. Too much weight. Beautiful shot by Chase around the Chase to more.
Here's my question. Myron, why wouldn't you show up in whiteface? You decided to come all the way down to TPUSA and you didn't bring your whiteface? You were unprepared. I know you took a flight. I know you don't live in Phoenix and you didn't pack like none of that solid white foundation or nothing. You couldn't get you like one of them theater masks or nothing like that. That's sad. They got you standing out there like you came in the club with a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing, Myron. Why you bring no girls with you? They always let you in when you guys... We learned that in college. They always let you in when you bring... Why didn't you bring none of them girls from the podcast? Or they were just there for the clout?
Nope, not gonna happen, bud. He's like, I'm right here at the corner. Just come get me. No chance.
Well, get Fresh. Where Fresh at? Are they broken up off camera too? I mean, is Fresh inside?
Help me! Help me!
From Walter Weeks, aka Fresh, I was invited as a VIP for the first time during AMfest, and I spent about 10 minutes there. I was instructed to leave by the police and security. I have to ask, is this how racism feels? There's no justification or explanation. Is this how racism feels? Who want to tell him? You want to tell him?
Who's gonna tell him?
Oh, we got an explanation.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
Maybe it's the content you and Myron put out. You cape for white people on your show and they don't want to be associated with you. That's how racism feels. That is how racism feels. All of that energy. But to the point that was raised, why would anybody who adheres to the principles that y'all have espoused for years want y'all in their presence? Not because of the hatefulness or the nastiness or the misinformation of any of that. The things y'all have said about your own people. Why would somebody that doesn't identify that way want to be around any of us? And yes, I do say us. As much as you try and separate yourself, that chicken came home to roost now, didn't it?
You gonna learn today.
We got footage of Fresh being kicked out?
Yeah.
Thanks for being cool about it, man.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
But did it say what I did or something? Or
No, I got nothing.
damn. All right. Well, kicked out. Apparently, I don't know why. But yeah, that's crazy, right? What did I do? What the heck?
nothing.
What did I do, bro?
You got your names. They have your social medias and everything.
That was the problem. That was the problem. They had your name and your social medias. That did not help. I can guarantee you that did not help. Was anybody else thrown by the casual use of ends by them amongst each other? I had no idea they identified that way. I was, wow. Should I feel offended? Whoa. Is that considered a racial slur in that group? It felt a little racist. You know what I mean? It felt a little racist.
Saying I could be a lawyer.
I'm saying you're a football player. It's in your blood.
That's racist.
Your soul.
That's racist.
Watch Walter Weeks, Dom Lucra, and another get kicked out of AMfest. It appears they are not as close to the Trump administration or TPUSA as we all thought. When people no longer provide value, this is usually how it ends. Oh, yeah. Tim Scott learned that right after the election, did he?
She actually appointed you, Tim. And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her.
Byron learned that lesson.
Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good.
Oh my goodness. Marjorie Taylor Greene, damn, she'll learn that lesson. Nancy Mace is getting, hey, Mike Johnson just learned that lesson this week. So, 2025 is teaching a great number of lessons. Now, when you said Dom Lucra, isn't that the same dude who be posting all the nasty misinformation on X?
Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Oh, look at that. Breaking. Fresh and Myron Gaines are back in TPUSA. Fresh was welcomed back and Fresh was given his badge back.
We are back! We are back!
For the record, Myron and his co-host Fresh weren't banned from TPUSA. There was a mix-up with one of their badges yesterday, since resolved. Turning Point apologized. They're both at the event today.
They back, man. Myron Gaines and Fresh, they in the building. Yeah. They're here, man. He's in there, man. So we back live, man. AMfest is legit.
So let me get this straight. There was a mix-up with one of their badges, so neither one of them was let in, despite the fact that it's very apparent who, in fact, they are, and any of the other hateful, unmelanated influencers or content providers who could vouch for their identity. Not only did this not occur to them, but they weren't allowed to give them access to the TPUSA event. But they did, in fact, apologize after the thing went public.
Amaru is not. Yeah, so what's happening, David?
Turning Point did a smart thing. They're not allowing Muslims into their conference.
But not before they were mocked by attendees. In this case, an Israeli influencer praised Turning Point USA's decision, saying the group acted wisely by not allowing Muslims in after video circulated of him being denied entry. People mocking the fact that he was not let in. Should mix up with the badges, that's all.
Point did a smart thing. They're not allowing Muslims into their conference.
Wow, look at this. See, this is what happens at Turning Point, and this is what happens in American politics. These Jews are laughing because Myron got rejected, and he's not going to lose any deals by saying this. If you flip it, if you said, oh, it's good that they're not letting Jews into Turning Point, you're never going to Turning Point again. You're never going to get a position in D.C. If you say the same exact thing about Muslims, you can be invited to the White House and you can get this lanyard on. And yeah, they shut it down. Well, these REITs will be at a convention where it's supposed to be about free speech and American values. It's a country with freedom of religion. It's a country where we're supposed to have dialogue, especially with people that you disagree with. And here they are mocking you to your face. Right here, he's mocking you, saying, look, we don't give a fuck about American values. We don't care at all. It's got to benefit us. They don't let these Muslims in
into their conference.
They're so happy. Look at them giddy and giggling far away. Yeah, we canceled them. Yeah, we're gonna debank and get them banned. Yeah, fuck yeah. Why don't you debate him then? Have a conversation. Isn't that what Charlie Kirk did?
Well, that's interesting because Turning Point USA's excuse was an issue with the badges. But if people are openly mocking him at the door, they know exactly who he is, so identification isn't the issue. But it is funny that the new excuse is him being Muslim. It can't be that he's black. It was him being Muslim. Because I did hear what Tucker Carlson had to say.
Most Americans have more in common with each other than they disagree on. And almost everybody agrees on that. And almost everybody is willing to tolerate a good faith argument about how to get there. Except a few. And they're the ones running around calling everyone an anti-Semite. But everyone else is like, yeah, of course, that should be the debate. And they'll vote for you. They want that because they know they haven't had that. That's the fact. And what you're watching now, attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslims, it's disgusting. And I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I know there's a lot of effort to claim I'm a secret jihadi. I'm not. You should not attack people on those grounds. And you're seeing it from Republicans. What the hell are you doing? What you're doing is trying to divide the country. And I've lived through 50 years of this crap. All these fake race wars that they're always promoting. Oh, go hate each other while we loot the treasury. That's exactly what's going on. And most people are totally sick of that. So yes, there is a possibility for a huge coalition of decent people once they free their minds from the traps set for them by others and realize, wait a second, we all want to make this country better. And the 15% or 30% who don't, okay. Good luck in Maryland or wherever you wind up. But the rest of us would like to fix it.
And I heard the response.
Okay, so I just got tagged in a video of Tucker Carlson speaking at AMfest. I don't know what the f is going on with this lighting here. Saying that we need to be nicer to Muslims. What the f? What in the actual? Their prophet, essay, and married children. We need to be nice to somebody who believes in a prophet who does that to children? I'm sorry. Where the f? How much did they have to pay you to say that to a crowd of Americans?
But it was something else that Tucker Carlson said that now that you are entrenched in the TPUSA event, that I would like to get your response to, Black Maga.
Tucker Carlson's speech at AMfest may go down as one of the most historical speeches of all time.
Anti-Semitism is not just naughty, it's immoral. And it is precisely as immoral as hating any other group. And that would include other groups in the United States that are hated and have been under attack for decades. And that would include white men who did nothing to become white men. They were born that way. And just because you have a beef with a white man, let's just say Donald Trump, doesn't mean you get to punish all the rest of the white men in the country.
Not only was Tucker Carlson not supposed to do this speech, not only did Charlie Kirk and private text messages about Tucker Carlson doing this speech at this festival go public, but it may be Charlie's dying wish publicly that Tucker Carlson get to do this speech. And Tucker Carlson does not disappoint.
And yet, our leaders, not just of our Congress, the executive branch under Biden, but of every major U.S. corporation, of every college in the country, probably except Hillsdale and 2 others, every single one for more than 10 years has engaged in a systematic effort to hurt white men because they are white men. That is racism that is precisely as bad as anti-Semitism, but it is much more widespread and has been so far much more damaging.
So here's my question, Black Maga. You have taken more L's than Jerry Jones in 2025.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys' slim hopes of winning the division have gone from slim to almost none.
But you have every advantage. I mean, society caters to you, Black Maga. It is the white male who has to suffer the darts and the arrows and the oppression of society by virtue of, your MAGA rhetoric, but yet y'all still down bad. How is that, Black MAGA? How is that? I'm trying to figure out how y'all got so marginalized within the right wing and the MAGA movement when you have every advantage. So says they. In fact, J.D. Vance, the same guy who Erica Kirk just endorsed for president, is amplifying that same rhetoric about the oppression of the white male.
These white men want to be discriminated against so bad. Watch this.
I'm Andrea Lucas, chair of the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Are you a white male who's experienced discrimination at work based on your race or sex? You may have a claim to recover money under federal civil rights laws. Contact the EEOC as soon as possible. Time limits are typically strict for filing a claim. The EEOC is the federal agency charged with enforcing federal anti-discrimination law against businesses and other private sector employers. The EEOC is committed to identifying, attacking, and eliminating all forms of race and sex discrimination, including against white male applicants and employees. Check out EEOC.gov to learn more and read our one-page explainer about DEI-related discrimination.
Now, this is more of what J.D. Vance's personality really is. I don't care if he looks like this today. What you need to understand is the guy that I just showed, this guy, he feels like he's been discriminated against. He feels like the world is screwed over him. But the reality is the numbers don't lie. Look below. Unemployment for white men in America, 3.3 to 3.6%. That's right now. If you're a black man, 7.3 to 8.3% unemployment in America. If you're a white woman, 3.3 to 3.4% unemployment. If you're a black woman in 2025, 7.1 to 7.5% unemployment. In America, I don't care if you look like this version of J.D. Vance or this version of J.D. Vance as a white man. You're not getting the job because you're white. You're not being discriminated against because you're white. But if you're black in America, the numbers would say that you got twice as hard a shot at getting that job as JD does. But they making videos and shit. The American government under Donald Trump and old JD Vance here is just a propaganda machine. And don't you forget it. As always, do good, seek justice, keep pushing.
So how is it that y'all find yourselves So marginalized and down bad outside the event, getting mocked by people, can't get in the cabinet, getting called a token. Like, what happened, Black Maga? How y'all spending y'all time? Damn. Well, let's see here. Here's Reverend Jordan Wells, and you might remember him from getting cleaned up in the Jubilee debate and an embarrassing performance in a debate has significant value on the right wing.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Bombshell at AMfest, dead silence from the TPUSA crowd as Tucker Carlson spends his entire speech shilling for Islam. Now that's a weird thing to say, shilling for Islam. That definitely wasn't his entire speech, and there definitely wasn't dead silence. That's kind of odd coming from Black Maga. Let's check out his page. Christians United Against Anti-Semitism Institute. He could have been united against racism. He could have been united against hate. He could have been united against judgment. He could have been united against, religious restriction. He could have been united against anti-blackness, but we know that would be antithetical to Black Maga. No, he's united against anti-Semitism. And if you want to hit it a little, if you want to get like really on the nose, a whole Israeli flag in his Twitter bio.
I unequivocally stand with the nation of Israel because I stand with God.
That's how y'all spending y'all time. That's how y'all spending. That's how you spending your time and energy. Anti-Semitism. Does he think he Officer Tatum?
Brand new Officer Tatum action desk. He's got one position. Israel first. Change my mind. And he will not budge.
He coming for Officer Tatum's spot. That's it. Hey, Officer Tatum. Hey, well, you better come get him.
And Donald Trump, I have to give my hat off to a man that withstood an assassination attempt. They tried to put the man in prison. They tried to damage his character and reputation, but he stood strong and won this election.
I didn't really think you would come down here, Officer Tatum. Is Officer Tatum really down here? Wait a minute. Officer Tatum, ain't these the same people where you was mad you wasn't invited to the Charlie Kirk memorial? Where you was sitting up there crying, and after you said you wouldn't cry if your own kids died, but you were crying at the Charlie Kirk, and then got mad they didn't invite. But as soon as they called, you came running. Just like Fresh and Fit sitting up there grinning after they got mocked for a full 24 hours. Again, I see the attractiveness of having Black Magas around you because they just make you feel so much better about the self-worth that you have. You know what I mean? It's almost validating for your own personal purpose to have people like that around. What's that? Oh, you wasn't really crying? You was fake crying?
This is
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
He already deep into character.
I know some of you guys may have heard the news.
This guy is the worst. This guy is the worst. Oh,
I haven't watched.
Bro, you
video.
You care.
People
0%.
have said that they're.
This cares 0%, but he out here acted his ass off. Shout out to Officer Fakem. Shout out to this fat rascal right here. This fat musty rascal right here. Shout out to him. Bro, acting his butt off right now.
Don't let them find out you was fake crying. That's gonna go bad. Hey, Officer Tatum. They might spit on you.
And I can attest to that as a Christian who went to Israel. I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors. And immediately after, there was an adult that came by and said, that's not a representation of who we are. You know, we love you guys. You guys are always welcome here. And I have to say, no adults gave us any grief. We had no issues whatsoever in our experience there. It was actually an amazing experience.
By the way, Black Maga, while you're here, I'm telling Ben Shapiro told white men to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. And I know you're not going to let Ben Shapiro talk to white men like that.
Ben, we only have a few 30 seconds left maybe, but question close to my heart. How can we reach young men nowadays, especially young men who are really interested in culture and who they are as young men in a society that really rejects masculinity?
So I think, first of all, we need to remove the obstacles for them. There's a great piece over at Compact talking about the obstacles for young white men in industry. Of course, those need to be removed. The Trump administration has done a great job of fighting DEI, but they need to unleash the DOJ on anybody who is violating the Civil Rights Act of 65 with regard to young white men, for sure. And then we need to say something to young men. Get off your ass and go do the thing. Seriously, stop telling all young white men that all of their grievances when it comes to making basic good decisions for their lives are justified. Those decisions are not always justified. Here are things you can do. Finish high school, get a job, get married, have kids, go to church. Those are all in your control. You pretending that those things are not in your control is grievance culture bullshit. And all the politicians who pander to that sort of stuff are making people's lives actively worse.
Well, go get them. Don't let them talk to Massa like that.
What up? I'm here at TPUSA AMfest, and if y'all think that our movement was about to die or something was going to happen or was going to die out, then you are sadly mistaken. Look at all these people.
Wait, I recognize him. Didn't I see him on the outside?
Take that.
This is just the Exhibitors Hall. Listen, I'm telling y'all, this movement is going to continue. It's going to grow. There's all shapes and sizes, all ages here. And everybody's talking about the Lord. Everybody's talking about God.
Yes. All of the Christian values that have been espoused so far during this wonderful collection of souls.
Just I want to say one thing. You know, the Rob Reiner situation is obviously a tragedy. The president's giving you his unique take on things about that situation. But James Carville, I think he had a couple of pops in him, but he got on some streaming show and he made the comment that he didn't want to hear about Charlie Kirk anymore. That Rob Reiner had a bigger impact on America and American culture. You make a handful of crappy movies. Charlie Kirk changed the direction of this country and saved this country, and then was assassinated in the process. Dude, you raised a kid that slit your throat. I'm just saying. I hate to be brutally frank about it, but I'll be brutally frank about it. But for Carville to get on there and to say that Rob Reiner did more for American culture than Charlie Kirk, this shows you how demonic they are.
That's that MAGA Christianity I know. That's definitely that MAGA Christianity I know. And this is certainly the Black Magas I know too. They'll clean up for anything.
Guys, I was so proud of Ben Shapiro's speech tonight at AMfest.
Erica Kirk and TPUSA never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning. And the people who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice. Yes, cowardice. The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
He went all in on Candace Owens. He didn't mince words. He didn't mince names. Well, he did mince one name, but it was still like people knew who he was talking about, because he said, if you have not called out Candace Owens by now, you are basically a coward. And he said some of which are speaking here tonight. And we all know that's Tucker Carlson. We all know that's Megyn Kelly. And so he didn't call out their names, but he heavily insinuated it. And I'm just so proud of him. And the thing is, you already know Candace is going to be narcissistically wounded. And as a matter of fact, she's already now insisting that Ben Shapiro is now complicit in Charlie Kirk's murder. Like already, she's already made a tweet about that because she's so narcissistically wounded.
Now, if you call somebody out by name, I don't think they need to be narcissistically wounded to respond. I don't think you just said they didn't mince words, but I guess to respond, you have to be narcissistically wounded. Here's my question. You believe in the Charlie Kirk investigation? You abide by all the everything Cash Patel said in text and all of that? You good with all of that? Let me know that, because you would differ from a significant number of the voices that are there at the event that you are applauding. That's number one. Number two, you gotta love the crabs in the barrel of Black Maga, because they hate to see another one shot. You ever notice how the like none of the other Black Magas would big up or support Candace? They was all, I'm not speaking on that one. No. Oh no, they gonna come get my no. I like my biscuits. Not a one. Now, granted, this is not somebody with an elevated platform. I just find it fascinating the level of infighting that there is on the right wing, and especially Black Maga. Now, here's something that's also interesting. I don't know whether she was narcissistically wounded or not, but she certainly did clap back now, didn't she?
This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world. I know you're going to get applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew Christ is King Clavin and all of the people, the men who have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good. But the rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all Black people, okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals.
Now, I can't speak for the Talmud, and I can't speak for Ben Shapiro, because I don't really know Ben Shapiro. The one thing I do know about Ben Shapiro vis-a-vis Black people is he has consistently argued in favor of our continued degradation, and he elevated one Candace Owens to talk down on us for years and then turned on her. So those are the receipts. But yeah, by all means, that's certainly going to be your champion. That's certainly, but hey, you got that flag in your bio? If you got that flag in your bio, then it's all good, because I know that is a useful way for y'all to spend your time. Now, if nothing changes, Black Maga. This is how y'all moving. This is how y'all been moving. And you've seen where 2025 has gotten you. The ball is in your court. And I can't imagine y'all are good at basketball. But that is the state of play. The only good thing that I could possibly offer to you in this moment, at least y'all not Vivek. I can give you that. At least y'all not Vivek. The only thing worse than standing like Myron outside the club getting mocked openly is being inside the club on stage getting mocked openly. And yeah, Vivek, we gonna talk about it.
If you believe that boys should compete with girls in girls' sports, I'm sorry, you're not on the team. You have no place in this movement. If you believe, thank you. It's pretty obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you believe in racial quotas in government hiring, you have no place in the conservative movement. Sorry, you're not on the team. You're free to believe it. It's a free country, but you have no place in the conservative movement. If you believe in normalizing hatred towards any ethnic group, toward whites, towards blacks, towards Hispanics, towards Jews, towards Indians, you have no place in the future of the conservative movement. Period. And I will not apologize for that. I will not hedge when I say it. If you believe, and you will forgive me for giving you an exact quote from our online commentator Nick Fuentes, if you believe that Hitler was pretty fucking cool. You have no place in the future of the conservative movement. You can debate foreign aid to Israel all you want. That's fine. That's fair. But you have no place with that level of hatred. You can debate the right resolution of the Russia-Ukraine war, but if you believe Joseph Stalin is someone to look up to, you have no place in the future of the conservative movement. If you call Usha Vance, the second lady of the United States of America, a Jeet, you have no place in the future of the conservative movement. And if you can't say those things without stuttering, then you have no place as a leader at any level in the conservative movement either. Certainly not in my state of Ohio.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I am truly happy you're here. I would never do you like Target.
I'm so excited to show you what I got in my Target grab bag this year. I waited all night so I could get this. Okay, so the first thing I got was, they hate you.
So I made sure I pushed out those merch discount codes for the peoplesgetup.com and ReeseWaters.com to all the people in deep waters and troubled waters. That also goes for the people that are a part of our Patreon. Oh, that's right. We also have a Patreon. All of the benefits listed mirror those here on membership on YouTube, in addition to the weekly newsletter. Let's see what we got here. Trump's protective bubble may be popping. That's not the only thing popping. This Leto fight banquet about to be lit. I can tell you that right now. Yes! Yes! If you want to get the weekly newsletter, you can sign up for it at patreon.com/ReeseWaters. And if you want to sign up for the monthly newsletter, that's over at ReeseWatersTips.com. Now, we are in end of year award season, and I want to hear from you. So be on the lookout on the community tab, as well as my lives, for polls that will help me weed through the nomination process. And I would say 2025 has been the year of FAFO, has it not? I would say so, which makes this particularly appropriate. Hello, my FAFO shirt just arrived and I had to get some pics. Also, my daughter wanted to show off her Labubu because her MAGA mom forbids them for being demonic. So, of course, daddy got her one. LOL. I hope you're having a great week, from my man, Jared. Now, Jared, shout out to you. I love the FAFO gear as well as the Labubu, but YouTube doesn't love showing kids. They definitely don't love showing kids. And I would also say that you said her MAGA mom. You know how litigious they be. Hey, tell your daughter I said respect. Much love. Speaking of respect and love, the last time I was here, I highlighted someone who asked me if they had to be a member to purchase merch and lamenting they wish that they could do more. Well, guess what I received immediately after that? Hi, Reese. I would like to help the 66-year-old lady who wanted merch but thought she needed to be a member. I'd like to buy her the item she wanted. Is this possible? I can be anonymous and don't need to know her address. Thank you for being a bright spot in these dark, dark days. I'm a subscriber and I watch all of your videos. Now, I won't include the name because that person did say that they could be kept anonymous. But what I will say is, just as I said the first time, that it's that kind of love that is so much more significant than any financial contribution might be. Here is another example of that, and is the connectiveness and the strength of the bond in this community that has truly transformed not only my life, but what I even thought was possible in this particular space. So I want to thank you, and I would like to offer you both the item of your choice. I'll be reaching out to both of you in the nature of paying it forward. Maybe we can start a whole pay forward chain, and then everybody pays for the next. That would get messy because I'm cheap, so I can only imagine how cheap some of the people who follow me be. That's going to be a whole mess. Y'all know who you are.